till your love and daddy comes home. I'll tell him all you've been doing since he started to roam. Laugh at everything I would say. Oh, wait till your love and daddy comes home.
I'm going to guess here by the landscape in the back there, in the back, I think along the poles, I think there was a track there, railroad track. And this was like a mill, this belonged to the mill, International Mill paper, the International Paper Company where father worked at that time. And these were they owned by the mill. So we were sort of like anything to feed us, you know.
Well, this is.
But here I am. Now you're saying my hand is further down on that same outfit. I think
Yes.
it's the only outfit I had.
Yeah.
So you're not leaning
Well,
like this.
you know, it's a dress-up outfit. You know, that could be a year later, because it's probably a 4th of July white outfit. See, I would guess that's what that is, and that's my sister Rita. Who we were really pals growing up, more than anything.
Wow.
Like the little Mary Jane
Yeah,
shoes.
where you found one, you'd see the other.
What kind of a car is that?
And Model T, I guess. And it's not my father's, because he didn't drive or anything. He never owned a car. Imagine never owning a car.
Wow.
How can you live like that? Now here, we're moving up.
That's
Now
right.
we're moving, we're on the other side of the tracks now. We're living here, right on Main Street. This is a welfare house, might as well say it's a 3-decker. The one way in back is Irene, who,
That's not Christine, honey?
no, Christine and Edward have moved on. They're in the working world. And Irene was still, well, she was working there and still going to school too, probably. And Norman's on the left, right there.
Oh, that's not.
I'll imagine you had to take a picture because we got that rare ice cream cone. And Alma's in the middle. And Wilfred. I call him Wilfred, but it's Wilfred. And the one on the left is me, and down the bottom.
Oh,
Now look at how old you look.
wow.
And Eleanor in the middle. This is where infantile paralysis moved in on her, polio.
Oh.
So she doesn't have it there quite yet.
Wow.
And Rita on the right. And if you can see far back there, this is in the back of that house. We played in that backyard. I don't remember. Can you imagine a 3-decker? But I don't remember any other kids playing there. Stuff. But that, see, we're even with that wall, with the wall in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go down, if you were there, that goes down about, it seemed like 16 feet or so, and they were all boulders. And that's where we played all the time. We got up one morning and that whole wall gave in. Could have crushed us all while we're playing in the sand. All our sand and stuff was right there. And then under the house, you just walk in under that porch, under it. You go, it just goes like that. It just goes to, so it was dirt in. So that was not the cellar, but it's under the house. And so that's a place to go in and hide and come out. And,
Playhouse.
yeah, it was cool to do in the summer.
Yeah.
See? But, and that's where we lived there on Main Street.
Is that where Norman got the piece of glass in his tooth?
No, not there. He's on the farm. Norman had a paper route here. Wilfred just wished for no school every day. when they called and said no school, and he hadn't gone for 3 days, he says,
You and Eleanor and Rita, that was so cute there.
but it looked other than that, does not. I can't even picture me looking like that.
Adorable.
Does that look different?
You look about
Oh, so
5, maybe?
Yeah, which one of my kids can you see in there? Almost none. But it just looks so
blonde.
weird to see me there. And don't tell me I got those knickers on now on my legs there again.
No, you look like you're in shorts.
Yeah, we didn't wear shorts.
No.
No,
No.
you wouldn't.
No. Talking about, I didn't know he had one with him in the front. You know, the one that I thought he was in back driving the horses. So. Now, boy, this had to be in the woods because you wouldn't see a house like this. This must be where they were cutting the timber.
So he logged.
Yeah, now who the heck took this picture?
Yeah.
You know, somebody had a camera out there.
It looks like you.
But look at him, I mean, come on, he looked like a man grabbing them horses, and he had command over them, like, and he talked to them, though, they could hear him, I don't know why.
Doesn't look like they can fit in that
They could understand.
door.
I know it, I bet it probably wasn't for that, I'm telling you.
It might have been for their hay or something.
I'm telling you.
So where was this? Is this still in Nova Scotia or is this in Maine?
This is in Millnocket somewhere. Yeah, they come down through West Cassidy. He told us one day how they, and her father too did the same thing. They start way up and they come down with the season, you know. As the warmer it gets, they come out of the real woods. But it's so dangerous that, you know, the horses, it's just, they pull the logs, they drag, 2 or 3 big trees with no. But I remember what he said, when they let them go down the hill, and by the time they get down, they strip them so they don't have to limb them at all.
Oh.
They cut the tree down, they bring it over there and let it go, and then somebody takes it there and hits the river, and then they would float,
Yeah.
And then he told me about the times on the river they have to jump on the logs because they get log jams, and they go there with a stick of dynamite to break it up. Between ice and them logs, and you are playing with your life there, but somebody has to do it. And he said, no, I didn't mind doing that. I did that. I don't know he had that kind of stuff in him.
Are those Percherons?
Oh, I don't know.
Big horses.
Big draft horses.
Draft
These
horses.
horses work. You don't ride them. Yeah, we had a 1-cow farm. That's how it started right there. The first cow was a milking cow. And they bought a horse, a cow, and a couple of chickens, I guess, when my father went out to buy them. That's the apple orchards there. That's the background of acres and acres of apple. Because it was an apple farm, really. There she is. Now she's aging. This is a 50th or something, or 60th, 75th or something.
1971.
This is when I remember
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was
about there.
see that they had a Dollar Tree farm and everything. I think this is at their,
Now, what year is that?
1971.
yeah.
80 years old.
I think
Was she 80?
they're at the Pond Street, what do you call them, the living,
Yeah,
cost of living thing.
Senior living.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and we threw a time
She
for
doesn't
them.
look 80.
Something about their,
Really?
I don't think so.
I thought it was their 70th anniversary or something there. It was a long one, anyway, an old one.
Must be
It's a color photograph too, remember?
Yeah,
be their
now we're
50th.
moving up. There, the one that's been left out of all the pictures.
Mhm.
She ended up as Christine Darling, married a steel worker out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they ended up in Hope, Arkansas, where President Clinton came out of.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, she came to visit us, up in New Hampshire all by herself, and she filled us in on why our name may not be real Cormiers, and so she had things to say that I would of course not know, but it would have been nice for her to tell us those things when we were much younger. And so, the things we talked about earlier, we still don't know those things for sure, except for what I said. But take a look at her. She was a beautiful woman. She knew how to. She knew how to look beautiful. And but she was, to me, being one of the youngest, she was a visitor coming to the house. You see. So I guess I had that in my own house. The youngest one looks at the oldest one like, well, by the time he was born, or she was born, they've moved on. So
Yeah, but look at how close Jim and Michael are now.
yeah, well,
He could almost be old enough to be his father.
well, of course, but if you have reason to be there, it's fine.
Yeah.
But when your children
Right.
growing up,
Yeah.
you can't ask a 39-year-old guy to play a little baby game.
Right.
Certainly not to
That's
hang
it.
around with them.
So there you are. I don't think so.
That's what I was saying.
I think she's about 16.
16?
She's 16.
High heels?
Well,
What house is it?
I think that's Sun Street. See, it is Sun Street. That's the confusing thing, see? Because I was away when they moved, so in other words, I'd be 15 and a half and she's younger than me. So there's no way that could be Sun Street. So we went from Sun Street,
Maybe she
The
was
school
visiting
street.
somewhere.
huh?
Maybe she was visiting a friend or
Yeah, who
something.
knows? Now see, this has nothing to do with depression. It's just being depressed. Now this is the car that drove us down there. This is a 36 Dodge
Drove you where?
down to Waltham from Maine.
Oh.
This car came down with all of us in it, and just like they moved that show there, coming down from the farm. And this is my sister Irene. She paved the way, so she lived near here, but this is where we lived. And Wilfred had the car, and that's me. Now I'm working in a drugstore at this time, and I'm in that going into that 7th grade.
Oh, Irene was more than 2 years older than you.
Oh yeah, there's Norman between
You
us.
have 2 years.
There's
up
Wilfred and Norman. There's Alma, Wilfred, and Norman, and between us, 4 kids between us. Yeah.
there. So you'd have to change that, Tom.
Why? Gee.
I don't know.
Yeah. What was his age?
See, 16 and 18.
Me?
Irene was a lot older
Yeah.
than than that.
This is just before I went to training school here.
Are you 16 in this, Dad?
No,
14.
15 and a half right there.
15.
It's her that's
That's
a
it
lot
now.
older. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
her age you gotta change
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I'm about 15, I'd say.
Yeah.
And working. And truancy.
No, she's older than that.
Yes. And she
Is
died.
Is she more than 5 years older? She must be.
Yeah,
with
she'd
4
have to
kids
be.
between them.
Yeah, she'd have to be. She had 9 children.
Wow.
Yeah, and she married a little
Plenty of them.
short Italian guy that was a working fool, but this girl here could sing like a bird,
Wow.
and she sang 2 languages. Because we all spoke French and English, but she'd get on the club there, and she'd get up and sing. But then it's wartime, of course, and she'd sing like those things that you used to hear during the war
Yep.
in French. Also, she'd have all them guys. Oh man, buy her another drink.
What was her married name?
The married name was Orifice. Yeah, and she's skinny here. But she died the fattest of all. She just couldn't break that weight down, and she died with pancreas cancer.
Hmm.
Yeah. She was a jovial,
Always pleasant.
always, no matter who, and she laughed at everything you said. And she, of our family, I always related to Susan being close to her in personality. She just
Well, you
Great.
babysat her kids a lot, didn't you?
yeah, a whole lot. I helped her out. She wasn't like Susan in this manner. She let things go. She wasn't much help to my mother either for the same reason. But you'd go over there when I babysit, I would pick up for her, and so she said, "Oh man, you did all that," and I boiled the diapers and hang them up and did her floor, and but when she got 4 or 5 kids running around just throwing, they would never train. Oh man, I said, "Well, you got to tell them what to do." And I stopped in there one day, and one of them, Jimmy one was standing in a high chair or something, and the tray's there, and he's trying to say, get a cup of coffee, and he's oh geez, and the other one's peeing. He's peeing on the tray, the high chair tray. He's peeing, and he's trying to get this, and I'm not helping. He says, geez, and he grabs the thing off the sink, and he's wiping.
Oh.
He takes the sink and then throws it back in the sink and says, "I won't have that coffee."
Yeah. Do you
For
remember?
a lot of reason you couldn't. And she goes, "I don't know why you want to eat it." Remember a little day? And she invited us a lot.
Yeah.
I said, no, we're all right. We ate. Oh my God, you just couldn't. They survived. It was a very, very, very happy family. They still
They are.
keep in touch with them.
Yeah.
And they lost both their parents, and of course I was always the uncle who stopped in and had fun with them, like the Gagnons and stuff. But
Do you remember any of her kids' names?
all of them,
Can you tell us what they are?
I'll try.
Okay.
Sebastian, which you call Buster,
Buster, so Buster was Irene.
Yeah.
then Bobby,
I remember those kids, they were great.
and Jimmy, and there was Teresa, which I communicate every week up in Canada.
Really?
So I tell her things that she communicates, so she'll get through her, And well, she wrote me a letter, or she sent me an email or something. She write at me and she said, "You never did this, or you left my mother without doing this." And she was really bitter about something, and I said, I sort of wrote it back, and I said, "Terry, I don't know where you got that story, but if there's anything I ever done and didn't apologize for, this is about your mother and I. We spent more time having deep thought conversation. We talked about everything." And I said, I love you kids like crazy. And every time we'd stop at Bobby, he's a pharmacist, so we'd stop in Waltham, and I'd come into Waltham when we arrived, and, let's go in and see Bobby. And so evidently he was kind of cold, because he seemed sometimes, but he wasn't. But she was holding all this all the time, so therefore now I keep in touch with her. I send things to her, and she sends me things. But she writes poetry, so therefore sometimes I have to read her poems. I tell her she's doing fine. That's good. That's great.
Irene had a David. Did you mention
She had a
that?
David. She had a and how about I get? Oh, she had a Tony.
Tony, yeah.
And what's that kid name that I bought the trucks with Roger there? Tony. Yeah, Roger Bellwood. But that's the one. No, they don't remember his name. And Mary, of course.
Mary.
You counting them?
Oh, well, let's see.
That's the one. That's the one I think was missing there.
Jimmy, David, Buster, Mary,
You're all nice kids.
Tony,
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Seems like there's one more.
Yeah, that one that we bought the trucks from. His name. You get these pictures. Man,
Look at who is it?
now look, it's the same car. Looks like the same place.
But you look younger.
I look younger and look, I've been fed. And that's Rita.
Yep, that's Dad and Reed.
And she's just going to school. Look at that.
Like a dog tag.
There's Rita. Oh man. See, now she had the same problem. She got, well, Bob's not really her. What happened to her? Yeah, Stevie was by another guy. So she got raped, like, yeah, that was a rape case.
No kidding.
Yeah, Stevie Withrow.
Oh,
Oh wow.
yep.
Mm-hmm. There he is again. Looks like a doctor here. But you never know. There's a guy that missed getting an education, didn't read or write. But he also was smart enough never to drink.
Wow.
And I never found out why, what turned him off not drinking. He had, I don't know, did he develop ulcers like you never believe? So that must come from worrying about what's his next move or what's going to happen, because ulcers was his sickness that he didn't die from that, but take a look at that, will you? It's where he come out of college.
He was handsome.
That's Chuck.
Every boy has his day with his dog. Well,
Good day.
it's like I am here right now. Yeah, that's where we were. And Rita, I'm sure she took this picture. And that dog stayed right there to take a picture with me.
Those floppy ears.
Looked like Joe DiMaggio as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh man. Just summertime living in Maine.
Mm-hmm.
With shoes.
Hot.
He was on fire.
This is a spot there in Waltham, Prospect Hill.
Prospect.
Yeah.
It's a fire tower right there. So it was a thing for people to do, to go climb the tower. So I guess it looks like there's a fire going in the distance there. Somebody should have been looking, call it in. This is where Dan lost that car. I couldn't tell you what's the event because there's Donna, can't be here.
It's a wedding.
Can't be here with her.
Somebody's wedding.
Huh?
How you see? Stevie and Paula.
Wow.
So that's an anniversary
Well.
picture or something.
The fight last night was terrible. I made it to the 4th round. This is my mom at getting ready for a wedding. I think she got a corsage on.
Mm-hmm.
Great glasses.
She looks like she's winking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my dad. He used to work for Lens Crafters
Where was this, Dad?
in his kitchen.
I know, but where did he live?
All right there in
That was at their apartment.
Yep. What town?
Yeah, this could be at the Pond Street Apartments. Could be in Waltham.
Waltham.
Yeah,
Amazing that
Yeah.
a logger like that would
the same guy.
there in a tie.
Yeah,
Would be there.
yeah. See, this is log based now. Really starting to live. This is way before now. See, I'm still only 15.
Oh, you're 15?
Yeah,
Wow.
because we're living there. Well, no, hold on. This is after. Yeah, you're right. I'm after. I'm probably not 18. I'm probably
No, you're not 18 there.
probably 17. In fact,
17?
yeah, 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
And so,
My sister.
who are they?
That's me on me on the left. My sister Alma.
Oh, that's Alma?
Yeah,
Wow.
and my
Paul?
best friend
No.
Norman Cormier.
Norman Cormier.
That's Norman?
Yeah.
No, it's a friend of ours.
Oh
named
my
Norman.
God.
Cormier. He played the fiddle, and he played a couple of chords, but he played the fiddle. and I was just starting to play the guitar a little with him. I used to play with his father more,
Band.
because his father really played good. He played the piano too, so it taught me to learn to move the chords when you hear them, you know, to hear the chord changes, and he'd go E, F, E, F, B, and the violin is very hard to hear it sometimes.
Yeah.
Were you in were you in a band at this time when you used to go to the VA hospital?
Here at this point, we probably were, because that's how I knew Norman.
Yeah,
I didn't know him for any other reason.
right.
And Alma wanted to be that she wanted to make that her life. And we were working at it at home so much with Eleanor and her, and we did it with Christina. I mean, it was just like our family.
Yeah.
So therefore, when you break away and you say, geez, well, what about us? So no matter, even if we went, I used to take them dancing, ballroom dancing, then you start leaving. Well, we're not going. You're not going with us anymore. You know, they're not taking us. See, well, Alma was a year older than me, or older than me.
Yep.
So that would be okay. But they ain't gonna go with my sister all the time. But I was bringing her, and then she's supposed to make her own, right? Well, she didn't have a good personality, not her. She had a bad one.
Really?
Yeah. So therefore. But she thought she was the coolest dude. She talked to a little baby. That's what she said when she'd show Alma, here's the baby. I says, hey, hi, like your Aunt Alma. I says, it's a baby, for God's sake. Yeah, didn't she do that, Lil? Yeah, I'm telling you. See, but she thought she was a baby.
She's making a real C chord there, so she could play the guitar.
Yeah, she's good.
And she could sing.
Yeah, man,
And Rita too. Rita was a good singer.
Yeah, they all could sing. Well, we had
They all
possibilities if somebody helped us, but no matter who you ask, they're trying to make it themselves. That like that Ernie O'Coin, everything.
Yeah.
You know, those people could have said, yeah, you ought to hear these three. They're from that family. I mean, no, they want to make them, you know.
Yeah.
But Norman
He just died, by the way, that Ernie.
Oh, really?
So
Norman was part of your group, but it was Ernie,
Who?
the band.
Ernie wasn't with us. So it was him and I and Johnny Roach on the tub bass.
Yeah.
And another kid, Chasen, that played the guitar better than I did. So he was covering me up, and I really was the singer. Neither one of them wanted to sing, so somebody had to do the song. What are you playing, right?
So where did you actually go and play?
And the other guy that was a player, Freddie Alfred
O'Coin?
No, the piano player that did the French Club.
Oh.
Well, everybody had a piano at home, so therefore this kid he's playing, but he's working the piano. Well, he got so darn good. He played like Mickey Gilley or something. He played just like that. He played anything. It just goes like that, real country. So he gets down to the French Club, and he's head there. So he had the musicians he wanted. See, so when he walked in, you could tell. And if you don't do it Alfie's way, right? But it was always so good. It was really good. I mean,
Landry.
Landry.
Oh,
Alfie Landry.
yeah, that's him. Thank you, Lil.
What's in your left
See,
hand? Dad?
but he wanted to come. That guy wanted to come with us so bad. See, he lived down the street there, and he goes. But every time we go to his house, or he come to my house, or any one of the houses, there's a piano,
Yeah.
right? So therefore, he wanted us to be so good. But I said, no, he can't go, like she said, go to the hospital and carry a piano with us. That's true. So we kept telling him, she kept telling him, like, you're not good enough now, we're acting like that. And we ended up, almost all of us, begging him in the end to see if we could play at the French Club. I mean, jeez.
Well,
So
honey,
that's the way it works out.
who was it that said to you when we were going together and you were missing the practices?
It's Norman.
Was it Norman
It
that
was
said
Norman, yeah. Well, he practiced every night if he wanted to. That's all he wanted to do. And so I said, no, I gotta see Lil. Now I've met Lil. I said,
What's in your left hand?
looks like a
right
pack of cigarettes, if you ask me.
Yeah, but
Lucky strike.
what he said to Dad.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Dad he says to Dad,
Yeah.
I hope you get married and have
Yeah.
100 kids.
Oh my
So
God.
we had a tenth of what
And he stole a guy, Ernie O'Coin's brother, was going for years with this girl, and he wasn't going to high school anymore, but she was, and he's in the high school, so they meet down the hallway. So he comes over. We're married. He shows up at our door, and I said, we're in bed, by the way. And he comes. I said, well, come on in. And I said, we stayed in bed. We stayed in bed. What's the matter? He said, I got to talk to you. He says, what? He says, well, he tells us the whole story, and he says, oh, I can't break it off. He said, you know Gene too and everything else. I said, yeah, well, jeez, the Norman, that's a thing. You're going to have to work this out yourself. He says, oh, she's crazy about me. I'm crazy about her, right? So now, well, you know, he came to us because he saw, but he was wishing we didn't. He said, dude, you guys worked out good. Well, they finally did. She broke off from him and they married. They married, and that was the worst thing. She was frigid as She was frigid, number one. He kept telling me. She stunk.
Oh no!
She couldn't. We'd go there and play a game right across the table, trying to play. I said, how the hell did you even get in bed with that, you know? So we didn't know that about when he was going with Gene. I said, how did you go crazy with somebody with B.O. so bad?
Oh.
And on top of that, she's frigid. But he got 5 children that couldn't date. You know, when you see that little tiara thing, that show,
Yep.
they were all like that. They were beauties. They were, I'm telling you, those kids were beautiful. Because he's a good-looking guy himself.
Oh, he was handsome.
It's almost like those two, not two beautiful people. So I says, oh my God, and guess what he ended up doing? He ended up to be a builder. He was a first lathering contractor with me, so we worked together. We did all that, and he pianoed, he played the violin. He drew. He'd draw that dog right there.
Oh wow.
Just like that with pencil. He had all this talent built in him. We go to his house that he built up in Littleton, all stacked stone and stuff, and I said, damn it. This guy got more talent than him.
They owned a restaurant.
He started drinking because his life was falling apart because, well, he said he really wanted a woman, I think, but he didn't have. She complained about everything. He went up in a motel up in Newburyport someplace, and he never come out of the room. He just
Shot himself.
No, he drank.
No, he drank
Shot himself, all right. He just drank himself to death. Right, they found him dead in the room. I said, Norman, at 41 years old, come on, that's stupid.
And that is awful.
You know, so,
Alcohol poisoning.
I know.
Well, I have to say,
So-
she might have been rough.
Yeah,
Alma is a doll.
if she is.
I'm telling
I
you,
know.
that is a
Oh, she had
girl
look.
right there.
Yeah, she was then.
Don't know them,
Yeah,
do you?
this is, I know these. Now we're well, what year you got us up there? 1942? See, we're getting ready to move there. We're standing right on the septic tank right there. That's where, well, they have the gray water,
Oh, yeah.
water machine and the water. We're right there. So sometimes that gets pretty sloppy right there. And, but it go right in the ground quick.
Left to right.
But there's Eleanor with her homemade dress, and she's got that problem. Not Eleanor, sorry, Rita on the left. And Eleanor, my mother got her out of the braces and everything, and she is
Wow.
walking.
So she already had polio then?
She did, she was in braces a long time.
Uh-huh.
And the farm was really the greatest thing for her.
Look how much taller
And
Rita
for
looks than
Alma.
you.
Yeah.
She must have been standing on something.
She is.
Yeah.
It's
she's
the grade
a
of
big
the.
girl.
Yeah.
Why was the farm a good
Well,
place for
my pants were pulled up. And look at this face. Telling you,
He looks like
yeah, it was just You can't replace farm living because we didn't know. We didn't know. You know, let people use that saying. Didn't know you were poor. Well, 'cause certainly we didn't know we were rich, but we were rich. Let me tell you. You know, when you're in, like I said this morning, it was going through my mind. There's no screens on most of them, no storm windows. You know, we look at the plastics at least. Now we put up the plastic. There was no plastic to buy. There was no such thing.
No such thing.
But I mean, the clapboards, and we used to what we call bank the house every year. We had to take sawdust and stuff and build up around the house, all that foundation there, all around it. It was one of the chores you had to do before. Come home from school and do that. Let's keep that, and then the snow comes on top of it, and that kept the
Insulation.
house. Somebody figured that out, you know. And then when the snow melts away, you still got that bank for them cold months. You know, but jeez.
Is somebody in the window? Or is that just a shadow?
It's a
Yeah.
ghost, Mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We were going together
Yeah.
when we took these pictures.
Yeah.
So is that the
Sure.
right age or no?
No, we weren't that old. No, we were still about 18. That was probably right before we get married,
The
probably.
Waltham City Hall's behind us there.
Yeah.
That's I'm standing in the Common, Boston, Natick, Waltham Common.
Yeah.
That's where later on you'll see us sitting on the ground there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this was one of my brother's suits or might have. I don't know. I can't see
Picture good.
I can't see myself going down and buying a suit though.
Double-breasted.
But you know, they went into service, so I end up with them.
Good.
This is on that apple farm. Look at my father acting like he's the developer, you know, like, and he didn't do anything. This is day off or something, and
It's Rita.
whatever they took, he's just walking around. That's all he did. Just walk around, see what's got to be done, and you know, they said, well, we ought to do this. We got to get, but when you don't cut wood in the summertime, so therefore,
That's Rita, not Irene.
yeah, that's Rita. Yeah,
Boy, it doesn't look like her.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
It's
that's,
a whole different jaw and everything.
Yeah.
No, you can,
So she had,
you can see Rita about.
she got rheumatic fever at that time. I think she was just recuperating from it, sort of there, and she had these spasms. She come in. We had a
Always
horse.
had problems.
We had a horse that didn't take much to make him hit the roof.
Yeah.
Spook him. Well, she'd come around the corner in the front of him, and she had this thing she does. She'd just go like that all of a sudden. Jeez, the horse.
Rita caught it.
And
Well,
spook the
she
horse.
did that in front of the horse, and the horse went up. I says, "Oh, really?" But she can't help it. She says, "Well, I can't help it." That's why we'll have to introduce the horse. But when you come in the barn, we got to tell them you're here or something. Oh man, if anybody had been standing in back, he'd get killed.
Well, any sudden movement.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So, we're going back in years.
All right.
This actually, we hardly ever use this back porch. But the sun hit that in the morning, and boy, if you want to sit out there and just close your eyes, let the sun bake your eyes. My mother used to say it's good to just let your eyes and roll them inside, you know, let the sun. Believed it. I did that. Well, anyway, that's me and Alma's in the middle, then Rita and Eleanor.
Oh, boy.
That's you on the left hand?
Yeah,
And where's this house?
Look like
Is it
Marty.
in your family?
that's that farm, Kraft Farm. That's still there.
But were your family was living on the farm, or was it?
Yeah, yeah. We rented that farm, and he worked in the mill. You know, we had one cow, one horse, bunch of chickens and stuff like that. You know, but it was a big apple farm.
Nice rental house.
Yeah.
Did you say an apple farm?
Yeah, it was an apple farm. Yeah, you go out the back of the barn, the big barn, and then just rows of trees.
Wow.
It was just left abandoned. Hey, hail must have hit that roof.
An abandoned farmhouse. Let the Cormiers move in.
It's like that's where she hung her clothes too. I see like a rope there where she might have hung her clothes.
You know,
I like this
this was
picture.
right here now, but see, you can see that, almost can see that porch.
Oh yeah.
So it could be still, that I've got it confused, it probably still is, but this is the front of the house.
Craft farm.
And that's myself there with the dog, Chub, and looks like Eleanor, and had to be Rita, but it looks like Elmer. It looks like Elmer, and who could have been taking this picture?
Good question.
We've been there, we went back there, the guy across the street bought it and restored it all up. And the lightning hit this big tree right here. And Uncle Norman, he did most of the work, you know. He says, I'll lay down in the front room right there. He was laying down on the left side, there's the living room. And we told him, so we can hear some guy whistling. We can hear some guy whistling because you don't hear anything. There's nobody else around. And all of a sudden the lightning hit while he was sleeping. It broke that window where he was sleeping.
Oh
He
my
jumped out of
gosh.
bed and he says, where is everything? Let me get, where is he? He's looking for that guy. He thought it was that guy breaking in, you know?
Oh my God.
So anyway, this had a nice barn. This is the apple farm. You go right through there. The lumber company took it over after us, and they cut the timber down, and they used the barn for the mill to cut it and haul it out.
There's a car over to the left there, George.
Mhm.
You think that was Eddie's? Was he driving?
Well, yeah, we had a car, not us, but Eddie had it. What year do you have up there?
44.
44.
How old is he? How much older
Now,
than
it
you?
couldn't be 44 because 42 we moved out.
From here you moved out of
Yeah,
here in 42?
we left Maine
Okay,
in
so
42.
this was before 42.
Yeah, we left in 42. And by this time, possible Eddie, but Wilford drove as soon as Norman didn't get his license till years after. I think he was married. He was afraid to drive, but Wilford picked it up and he drove. But Edward, the car, so that's the way, and then they go work on the night shift, probably about 25 miles to the mill. Now we're not in town anymore, you know. Now this is a farm in North Livermore, really. Yeah, see the lightning, I'm telling you, the lightning that comes right through the windows, bounce off the stove, because it was so, this is up on a, you know, you climb a hill up that road to come to there, so therefore, we seen that. I was wondering why we don't get that lightning stuff here.
The
But
chimney
didn't
is
it go
reaching.
in one window and out the
sure,
other?
tell you this, huh? Oh yeah, we go. You'd have to leave both windows open, is it not? The neighbor used to tell us, "Hey, you got to let it in and out," you know.
Yeah, she
But he
opened
says
them
all it
underneath
is it's close. He says that means it's close. We'd sit in the living room and you'd see it bounce, that boom, right off the stove. I said, what if you're standing in front of the stove, you know? But when we get those storms, you don't go on with your work.
Wow.
You're hovering in a corner hoping you'll make it.
Yeah.
See, here comes that tree, which I can't remember was it wasn't their birthday, it was their anniversary or something.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like let's say it's a 50th or something.
Mm-hmm.
Pocketbooks were for sale anyway. Anyway, there's my mother in front there, and looked as good as ever. Rita's bringing in the money,
Yep.
A money tree.
and Norman's pointing at it because he knows.
He ain't getting any.
No, this is just flowers, but it must be.
Rosemary.
Yeah,
There's
there's money
rolled up
attached.
money.
There
on
is
it.
money on it.
Yeah.
This is a different day because she's wearing a different outfit.
Yeah, she is, Chris.
So
And-
this is
Oh, hanging hat.
1966.
They went to the electric chair. Now they got Norman for the hanging, and that's Rosemary there.
Yeah.
And this is at their apartment on Exchange Street, not Exchange, Spring Street,
Spring Street.
huh?
Yeah.
Spring Street.
Yeah.
Well, sitting is another guy with bigger arms. That's Wilfred. He had taken body lifting
Oh,
while he was in Germany. When he came home, he could not even swim or anything. He was muscle bound, no matter what he did. So he had to tune up. And he was another guy. We were working together on a furniture truck. You know, when you tie down, he says, they used to say, well, that guy ties down. You won't have to check those ropes.
and this is that funny little Wilfred.
Yes, Wilfred,
picture.
yeah.
Who would never
Yeah, well, he
see the
tried
bunch in the
everything, see?
front?
Yeah, he did that.
Muscle bound.
That guy, he shot a bazooka at a tank. He almost got himself killed that way.
Hey.
Well, now, who is this, you, Lil?
No,
No,
that's Terry.
Terry.
That's Terry?
And who's she called holding?
Yeah.
So that must have been one of their oldest kids. I think they had 3 kids though when they lived in that apartment.
Remember their
Toby?
names?
That's their apartment.
Well, it has to be Wendy.
Wendy.
Has to be Wendy.
It's a boy.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a boy.
it's a boy.
honey.
Then it's Barry. He's the
Barry.
oldest. Yeah,
Yeah.
Barry's the oldest.
And I remember going there when one of the kids, the baby, was only like maybe 2 or 3 months old, and she was feeding them baby food. Well, so help me, she would fill that.
They had 4. There was Wendy too.
Yep. Well, she
5
would fill that
together.
spoon
Oh.
of baby food and shove it in that baby's mouth, and before it had time to swallow it, there was another one going in, you know, because she wasn't really quite right, you know. But I used to say, Terry, you gotta let him swallow it before you put the next one in.
You're missing a couple of kids there.
He went to
Who were other kids? You
he
know?
went to Chicago
Cindy.
to
Cindy?
diesel school.
Yeah.
No, there he was working on the trucks as a mover, you know, piano mover and furniture moving. But that's it.
Barry.
And he went and taken
There's 5
that
of them
course on
altogether,
diesel.
so-
No, there's 5.
And he come back and he got a
Cindy
job right
and
away
the
with a
oldest of
big
5.
trucking company,
What's the other kid's
and
name?
just on knowing how to work
What's the
diesel.
other kid's name?
Barry,
And
Toby,
he was working alone, I guess, or
was
something. But
it Wendy, Cindy?
he turned the crank on
Another
one of
boy.
them, and
Yeah.
it kicked back.
I almost had it. He's a little slow.
Oh
It
yeah,
got him in the
Raymond.
face.
Raymond.
It didn't help his nose,
Got all of them?
Yeah.
but he got hit with
Barry,
that crank.
Toby, Wendy,
Oh
Cindy,
my
Raymond.
gosh, that must
So
have
he
hurt.
says, yeah, he says, well, the crank is okay, but if one hasn't kicked back on you, you'll learn. You'll learn when it does.
Those little canvas sneakers.
I know.
These are my mother's parents. I don't have any of my father's. Yeah, I don't think anyone have pictures of my father's parents. But anyway, these. And you're saying the year there that they died. You catch that again?
Yes.
1931.
You see, it was about. And I was born in 1929. So he died, but how about her?
Yes.
Doesn't say.
Yes, it does. Underneath.
1929.
See,
She died the year that
so
you were born.
he lived longer than her.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yep. 2
Now,
years.
Well,
that
depends
seems,
on when she was born.
that seems funny, but you know, as young as I had to be, I remember seeing them,
Oh,
just seeing them, but you know, in the living room or wherever it was. But you know, not to any extent. Like, well, she talks. Mom talks about her grandparents. I can imagine that. I mean, I never knew those years and stuff, but I do remember as a small baby. Somehow
Based
I
on
seen
this,
it. I must have been 3 years old, 2 years old.
Yep.
Yeah,
Is that
that's the
all
same people we met at the beginning of this thing, and see how sad she looks now? That's at our wedding. I was standing outside the Pino house. Hey,
So it's the wrong year.
Outside the
And,
Pino house.
yeah,
That's 1947.
1947. In the background, you can see that back of that sign that you see, there's a little store there, and that whole building. That's where Margaret Olivo. That's the Olivo house. Mr. and Mrs. Olivo raised a whole bunch of kids there, and Norman ended up marrying into them, and they ran a little restaurant right there. They turned the store into a little restaurant. But he called it Peggy's Cafe.
Peggy's Diner.
Yeah, Peggy's Diner. Peggy's Diner. Hey, take a look at my mother's ankles. Wow. Gee. And look at my father's baggy pants. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there's Grandpa.
Awesome. Yeah, this is my pet chicken. I didn't know I had a picture of it. That's Cuckoo Neck.
What's his name?
Cookie Neck.
Cookie Neck.
It had a neck that was crooked. And that chicken lived with me. Oh, I wish those flower pots were out of the way and my feet too. Now look, that looks like a wood step though, right?
It is.
Yep,
Huh?
yep.
Well, let me tell you, it's a step down further.
Not this one.
Huh?
This one.
Yeah,
This one's concrete.
yeah,
He's sitting on it.
a piece of granite. Yeah. Well, yeah, see, there's a typical thing there. I don't know, where can you do that, right? The boy can sit down and hold his,
No, crooked.
first of all,
Crooked neck.
you can't get cookie neck. Well, I
Cookie
I
neck.
get crookie neck, but I call it cookie. You know, like you say cook.
Cookie.
Yeah, cookie neck. That's it there.
Neck.
Neck.
I'm sorry, I
Cookie.
thought you said, I always thought you were saying
Cookie.
crooked neck.
Well, it is, but I was like, well, you could. I call it cookie neck
Oh,
because that's how I said
Cookie
it as
neck.
a kid. Neck.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm saying you can't even catch a chicken.
No.
And look at this one. Doesn't
Loves
care.
you.
It'll stay there. I don't care how. But the ones on Lincoln Extension were starting to get that friendly. You have to tell them, get out of here, we gotta eat. I mean, they will. They're just pets too.
And
Oh man.
those plants, did you sell those little plants?
No. That was my mother's work. You know, she's just like your typical woman. I know you find time. I mean, what's it? That's another plant on the left there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we are. See, now I'm wearing long pants. I'm out of the knickers, right? Yeah, this is getting close to moving to Waltham. The wall was on, and we're running out of help now. It's just me and Norman and Wilfred now.
forgot
No.
to polish your shoes, honey.
Norman and Edward had gone and probably in the service then.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the very few unfamiliar pictures of my mother.
Really?
I mean, that's really young.
Wow.
I mean, she must have been courting then. I don't know who got this picture. But this is the first time I see it. And she reminds me of, oddly enough, at a quick glance, that Norman's wife, Margaret.
Ah,
You know, look at her hair up. I never saw her hair up like that.
beautiful. Who's that in the background, you think?
No. I wouldn't know that. Probably a male band.
That's
But it looks like it might be at home.
No, I wouldn't know that would be where they lived. Lewiston or Livermore, I don't know what. Oh no. Gorham, Maine, I guess. Rich one.
She's. Me?
We are now at Margaret's wedding? No.
It is a wedding, but Mom, isn't that the same dress?
Isn't
At Townsend? No. This is St. Mary's.
St. St. Mary's.
That's Stevie.
St. Pat's rather.
No, St.
Stevie's
Pat's.
Way. Yeah, but why would Aunt Margaret be there?
You say it's Stevie's?
It's his uncle. Yeah, it's
Well, that's
Stevie's
that.
wedding.
Oh, to the far right is my sister Eleanor, my mother, and that's Gary.
Yeah.
Gary Cormier's wife. Or Larry's. What?
Donna.
Huh?
Donna.
Cormier. And Lily. Yeah, I see. So Margaret's there in the back. That's the mother. That's Gary's mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's getting a fitting for the electric chair. It's got the killer eyes. I'm telling you, I've had it said to me, look at the vein in his arms.
Oh,
That's from milking cows, the stuff he did, you know. If he does, between the veins, the guys used to tell me, he said, well, nobody's going to mess with your brother. I said, well, come on. I said, he's not that big. He says, just see with the veins in his, the veins in his, and them killer eyes, he says, I would not say anything cross to your brother.
But he's the guy that would never get a chance to.
Give him enough drink. Now, I used to say, if he's not drinking, everything is okay, yes. Then when he's drinking, everything is no. Yeah, bullshit. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
Oh, honey, he wasn't 44 there.
Why?
No.
yeah. 1966.
That's how I remember him.
Yeah.
Really? He doesn't look that old.
There's your father right there.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
see, they come
Wow,
on.
that's incredible.
That's Cary Grant with that
Because
hair.
when he got older, he did not look like your father.
Look, his hair is
He
receding.
does there.
His hair is receding.
There's that car.
Same car.
Same car.
This is when we met, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you look older in this one.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there. We're still in that same house though, living on before we went to School Street. And that probably was a bus boy there. We're gonna.
Really?
Yeah, I did bus boy for a little restaurant, and then you work the bowling alleys and anything that a young kid can do. And then when I went in the pharmacy, but this car here, I guess I finally, I guess I didn't. I thought, but the only thing I did with that, Wilford parked it in the backyard where we lived at School Street. And Mom and I sat in the back seat there. We introduced ourselves.
George, don't get too much
No,
information.
I know, but that car brings memories.
This is
Oh, Mom.
We never,
That's where you
Then
met.
remember,
Jimmy.
we never, no, we never,
No. I
no.
was not pregnant
We
when I got married.
we never got that far,
No.
but, but,
He was cute there.
yeah. Older
Well,
than
honey,
this, older than this, not this, what?
honey, what about when the nurses used to come into when you were a soda jerk?
Yeah, that's at the pharmacy, yeah. Well, that was almost a daily thing, because when your pharmacy is near the hospital, and they come down and somebody would come down and get eats for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, you gotta put up 14 sandwiches and potato chips and whatever, And this one came down and she got her order and she left and she didn't get out the door, up the street, and bam, everything's all excited. What's going on? And then she got raped by someone. Someone was sitting right here. He was sitting right at the bar, that porcupine, and he got her with the bags in her hand walking back to the
Wow.
hospital. And yeah, but there was a big commotion going on up there. So, jeez, you can't live around here.
But you used to have one that come in and always propositioned you?
Well, no, yeah, they would always say, no, they wanted to get it cheaper.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't proposition, but, they'd say nice things so that you give it to them cheap.
You were too
Sometimes you
naive.
throw a little bit of this and that package of gum, but it's
Mom knows from the other side.
yeah. Hey, Bob Woodrow and my sister Rita. Wedding day, or what is it? It must be at somebody's wedding, like Norman's.
1971.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably at, 71?
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, I don't know what it is, but that's who they are. There he is.
No.
That's the way most of us know my brother.
Yeah.
My brother Norman loved
Crazy.
music, and it had to be played right, country music especially.
Turn it up.
Well, let me tell you, an old friend Carol bought a stereo, and we went there and heard it, and we had to go get the same thing because it's when stereo first came out. So man, we had to get that sound, and when we did,
Hi-fi.
Norman's got a hi-fi.
Yeah. And that was in the kitchen.
I said, you gotta come and hear it. And when he heard it, look at him.
That's what that is. That's great.
Oh man, his can of beer up there, right?
What is that?
Well, that's me, and I'm probably Eric's. Yeah, I am just about Eric's age. See, I could pass for Eric there.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Come.
Yep.
Around the eyes.
Yeah. Probably in parochial school there, probably too.
Was that like a class picture, do you think?
Yeah.
Love the color.
Definitely had to be. Yeah. Here's a picture right there.
Looks like a German.
That's a General Rommel. That's Norman D. Cormier.
1943.
1943 is right. And that's that car in back of him, boy, did a lot of work on the farm because that's all we had to pull things with. But it ended up, and it took us all down there. This is on Sun Street in back of the house. And look at Norman,
That was in the city.
stationed in most of the time in around Pensacola. He was in Texas a little bit. He never left the country though. He never went overseas.
What branch of the
He
service?
was in the Air Force. Yeah. This is when Irene was full-grown woman. And look at this. I mean, this is on Sun Street in Waltham when we first landed there.
See, she'd be about 13 there then.
Who? Eleanor?
Ellen would be about 13.
Probably.
Yeah.
And look at Rita, look beautiful there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's the second one in from the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's on the very end?
That's
Left.
Alma.
Alma.
That's
On the
Alma.
left is Irene. On the right is
Yeah.
Alma.
Yeah, on the right is Alma. And
And Rita is the
Dad.
second from the left.
yeah.
With their dad.
That's the
See, what
oh, in this picture is Eleanor. I'm George just talking, by the way. I'm still alive. I'm 83. And Eleanor is must be around 75 or something.
What?
My youngest sister, and she's holding her nephew, Buster Orifice. Is there a dog there?
It almost looks like a chicken.
Well, it could be because we had pet chickens, but
That's a homemade wheelbarrow.
yeah, no, that was the way they were. The sideboards come off. But I wanted to make a remark about the little window that's up above the big door right there. Let's see, that window that's missing, it was loose. It was really cracked and loose, and the wind was blowing it. My brother Norman standing underneath there, and he's just smiling with his teeth showing. You know, like the sun's in your eyes. And a piece of that glass came down. The broken pieces all like a V. And it hit him right in the teeth. It bounced right off his teeth. Here we are, we're visiting my brother Edward and his son Eddie, and there's Jimmy in my arms. So
Dad's muscles.
there they are, about
He's 10 months.
10 months old. So you can see we've just come out of church or something there in Auburn, Maine.
Classic.
Yeah. Here's where my brother Eddie was just coming into his 15, 16 years old, sort of.
Left to right.
He was, he's the tallest one. And, you know, like us, the rest of us, that's Wilfred to the left there, to the right of to our right. And Norman is to our left there. And I'm up front. And of course we tumbled on the floor, and Edward didn't. Edward was sort of the adult. They grew up fast. As soon as they became old enough to quit school. But I would say there, he was looked to me like he was around 15. You know.
Who's that
But
much?
there we are. There's Norman with that tender look. He was a tender person of the house, you know.
What do you think that is?
Huh? The one on the left, looking at the left, that's Norman.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think that is?
Oh, that's in Livermore Falls. And I'm not sure. We lived in a lot of places.
How
I did
old
not
would you?
realize that Wilfred was young. Wilfred looks younger than Norman, or smaller.
Well, he is.
That's Dad in the
He is?
front.
He is, yeah.
That's Dad in the
Well, I
front.
knew Dad was
That's
the
me.
youngest, but I thought
Yeah.
Wilfred was the oldest. In
No.
fact, he's younger than Norman.
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
The ones that are not in this picture are his sisters.
No.
Right.
Oh man, this is at Spring Street. No, I think maybe this was up on Exchange Street.
Yeah.
And that's, this had to be Withrow thing, because that's Mrs. Withrow on the right with the blue. And Lil. And Evelyn Holt there, Edward's wife.
Terry.
And looks like Terry's in
Yeah.
back of her. So it's Terry, Evelyn, Lil, and Bob Withrow's mother.
So whose house is this?
This is at my mother's house. Remember that same refrigerator?
Yeah.
That hanging noose? See?
I think there are a few of them.
I think it catches flies.
Here's the kiss of death.
Oh.
Tell you right now.
She loved her grandparents.
She lived there. That's right. Full time.
She did.
But yeah, she lived there, and Eleanor worked, of course. But Eleanor lived there until she got her own apartment. That's Eleanor there ducking.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get in it.
Ah.
She's ducking away from her cigarettes. Oh man, those walls, I'm telling you, they were smoke ridden.
Oh, boy.
What is that? Cold spot? Cold? Belvedere? What kind of a
Yeah.
refrigerator is that?
Cold King.
Cold Belvedere.
Tom, blow it up a little bit and then we can
It's
see the
not
name.
Cold Spot.
No.
Is it backwards? No, it's not backwards.
Frigidaire.
Frigidaire. Cold.
Cold King. Darn it.
Can't figure it.
Oh, I never heard of it.
No, me either.
I can't get away.
Cold.
Cold King.
If you want to know how to spell Sean?
Well, that's my mother again. That's a nod. Or is it? No, that's not my mother.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And Eleanor.
Wow, I know it's Eleanor, but
No, that's your mother.
That's Lincoln Street.
And that's
yeah,
the phone.
Lincoln Street Extension. Table is set,
Yeah.
and there's a smoker. Hmm.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Not on tape.
believe that's what he's doing.
There he is. He's what do you call those shows on HBO? The Ramona was
Yeah.
those guys, those killers. Oh man, what is the name?
Family, what's the
Yeah.
name? I can't think of them.
On the-
Guido.
No, those. What is that show? It's called.
Yeah.
Anyway, there he is. Looks great in that shirt. Who's that? That Susan?
That's more like Kathy,
Yeah, it's
probably.
Kathy.
It's definitely Rockland Street. You can see the sedan, the wagon out in the
Yeah.
back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's
Well, Dad put on that whole dining room there with the
Sopranos.
windows.
the Sopranos. There he is.
That's it.
Sopranos.
He's one of the the old Sopranos coming up.
He put that
Checking
whole
it
big
out.
porch on, screened it in.
Just like kids. This is in the 6th grade when we moved to Waltham. And that was a good year of school. And I'm down in the far right there in the front. And my friend, of course, she used to sit next to me in school too. I said Lee is an easy name to think, but he did have the name something Lee. But it was interesting. He'd show us how to write the characters, you know, to write them and how they mean stuff.
You mean like Japanese?
Yeah, and their language, how you write it down. It's all characters.
Yes,
in Chinese. Anyway, it was good. And then the guy next to him, I just remember him, and but I can't tell you. And he had the guy with the crack in his face. He just looks like he looks like a businessman. I think he did turn out to be a businessman. The guy in the left, I can't remember him. But the next one, is it him? No, he's up there. I can't remember him too much yet. And then the girl right behind it, the Chinese girl, the long black hair, Galatano girl. Yeah, that was a Galatano
Yeah.
girl that ended up to be I'm still friends with her brothers, the whole family. I was like a son, went over his house so much. And all those girls, no, can't remember them. But the story I want to bring out is that guy, try to find him. I think he's there on the end.
On the right,
Yeah, on the right, way over on the end.
3rd row up.
Yeah. I'll come back to him. The girl in the back
Back right.
was well, one girl had everybody's fancy. I thought it was I guess it's that one next to that boy up there, I guess.
Oh, that's on the left, yeah.
Yeah.
With the kind of wild
Yeah, she
hair.
was kind of favorite, like girl in this is 6th grade, you know. That's good. But it wasn't this kid, it's the kid right next to her, right up there.
Yeah, on the.
Name was Paul Hand. Okay?
Hmm.
We're at a what's that church name there in where the Sokals belong on?
Oh. I don't remember.
Over in on Hartford Street in Natick.
Yeah.
We're at a dance over there. And that guy is sitting there, and I said, gee, you look awful familiar. I went over to see him, and he says, my name is Paul Hand. I says, I thought I was going to say that, and I says, what do you do for work? He says, I work for Sanford and Son. I says, the plasterer? He says, yeah. He says, that's what I am. I am a plasterer. I'm a foreman for Sanford and Son. That I work for that company too. I said, I can't believe it. Now here we are in this class, and then he must have retired from that. There's 2 retired plasterers.
Oh,
Now come on, who would think in that class that would happen?
It's St. Linus Church.
St. Linus is right. No connection. I mean, if they went to service or they did this or that. Yeah,
great.
but that girl there, by knowing the family and there, she wanted to be my boyfriend and my girlfriend, of course.
Which one?
The Galati girl.
Was that the one on the right?
Not Galatano, I mean, down here, you know.
Oh, down
Second
behind
row.
The
you?
dark one there.
Oh, yeah.
Dark hair.
Yeah, that was over the house a lot, and so. That's the same place though, because the background's the same, yeah. Wow, it changed the hair and everything. What happened? Blow dry my hair and forgot to fix it? Gee. Yeah.
Great
Who
smile.
do you look like there?
I'm gonna say it, but it'll kill me.
Yeah, to be Johnny.
If you could cut off from here and just do this right here. That's a Barack Obama smile.
All right, yeah, look at him, it is, yeah,
I'm sorry.
it is.
You spoil my
I'm
day.
sorry.
I think
Why?
you look like Joe.
Yeah, it does.
I wouldn't mind looking exactly like him. That's my dad. He used to work for Lens Crafters
Where was this, Dad?
in his kitchen.
I know, but where did he live?
All right there in
That was at their apartment.
Yep. What town?
Yeah, this could be in Pond Street Apartments. It could be in Waltham.
Waltham.
Yeah,
Amazing that
Yeah.
a logger like that would
the same guy.
wearing a tie.
Yeah,
Just be there.
yeah. Here he is here, same dad. And of course we never seen him working there with them, but this is a local. This is on the farm actually. We did see them do this. It's just taking in firewood, and of course we learned from him how to bring it in. And but in the woods they had four horses. And he said it was his responsibility to take care of them in the morning and at night and feed them, put the harness on, take it off, bed them down. Come on, it's not like a car, put it in the garage, close the door.
You gotta do their hoofs too and all that stuff.
These things are huge. There he is again. Looks like a doctor here. But you never know, there's a guy that missed getting an education, didn't read or write, but he also was smart enough never to drink.
Wow.
And I never found out why, what turned him off not drinking. He developed ulcers like you never believe. So that must come from worrying about what's his next move or what's going to happen, because ulcers was his sickness. That he didn't die from that, but take a look at that, will you? It's where he come out of college.
He was handsome.
This is my father and my brother Wilfred, who looks like that singer. Not Katie Lane. What's the guy?
Flying.
Jimmy Durante or something?
Durante.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Jimmy Durante. Yeah, it is.
look like no, the old guy that died at 102. Alan?
George Burns.
George Burns.
George Burns!
Judge Burns and the
Crazy
guy,
Alan.
who's the guy, the singer he sings with
What's the song he sings?
he sings with with Willie Nelson and them.
Oh,
Here we are. These are the days of wine and roses. My brother Norman, my great brother Norman, I miss all the time. And he's on the left there, and that's me. And actually, look what I'm reading. It's a race sheet.
That's right.
He brought this. There's no way we could get that on Rockland Street. So he brought that up with him. And he was a great guy with the horses. He loved to play and follow them. So there he is. We're reading and trying to pick the horses for the next race. And that's what he loved to do, so we did it. But this house was a gutted out house that was built in the Revolutionary War. And it's really was gutted all out. I mean, room by room, I did this all over for the family. Hey, would you think, only for a wife like I had, would you think this house had 8 or 9 kids in it?
No.
I mean, and then he came up with his 2, and they stayed overnight. I mean, this is just a small house, but it was a beautiful home.
Well, we actually have, we did have 9. Joe was a month old when we moved from there to Lincoln Extension.
Yeah.
Mike's the only one that was born at Lincoln
Yeah.
Extension. So we did actually have 9 kids. There was 2 rooms upstairs, and he put he split one of the rooms in half, and he put 2 sets of bunk beds, and then we slept downstairs in our room. Was there a room? There must have been a room on the right-hand side too, George.
Well, I don't know, but we
Got them.
There had to
because
be.
it's small. Everybody got in.
I don't know.
The
And then we
bed.
had one bathroom with all those
It's
kids.
just a
One.
Timmy coming out of there. I mean, you must have that picture of Timmy comes out.
Yeah.
There you go. On the far left is my mom laughing at something. It probably somebody said there, and that's Bob. Boy, looking as good as he can right there.
Rita's husband.
Rita's husband. Not a beer drinker, but he was doing it there. He likes the hard stuff. And he's
Who's smoking?
but Bob does well when he met Rita. When Rita met him, he really was a drunkard or alcoholic or whatever you call it. Yeah. His parents, his father committed suicide there right there in the bridge on Moody Street,
Wow.
and he was in World War II, so he was well trained. So, but she got him off the bottle, so he can drink normally now. He can have a few drinks,
Wow.
hard stuff, and knows how to hold it. And there's Lily in there, showing off her cigarette, Marlboro.
It was Marlboro?
And my father with them.
Pall Malls.
Pall Mall.
Pall
Yeah.
Malls, I remember that.
My father was T-shirts. He's still living.
How during the Depression, what was your father doing, and how was he trying to keep you guys fed during that whole period? What was he doing
Yeah.
to feed you?
Well, he worked the mill, I told you that. The
And
thing
that
is,
was
the thing
enough
is, he
work that
worked.
stayed working
Well,
through all the Depression?
they owned that. That's who they were cutting for, and so.
Oh, so he was logging,
So after he logged and he
brought him
left the
down.
woods, he automatically got work in the mill because they, you're connected. It's not like he had to go to the Waltham watch factory and so what can
Right.
you do? But in the paper mill, somebody's got to lift the pulp and throw it on there.
So he managed to work through the Depression.
And
Wow.
he takes you out, work the night shift. I'll do anything
Right.
you have to, So.
Wow.
And it's actually the International Paper Company. It's one of those. Almost everybody in like here, Alcoa. Everybody works for Alcoa.
Company town.
That's it.
What number is this?
Yeah, this is
47.
my mama and my papa. This is at Spring Street. That's that same place, same apartment
Spring Street.
on Spring Street.
Livermore Falls?
No, this is in Waltham.
Oh,
Is this a senior place?
No,
No.
this is the apartment they had there, and
Yes, I remember.
well, one of the kids are still living with them there, Eleanor and maybe
Rosemary.
even Alma and stuff.
What do you suppose is in that bowl? Muffins?
This is a bow from something. Oh, the other one, an orange. Yeah,
Boy, that is how
Look
I
at-
remember him,
yeah.
no doubt.
He always wanted to be a priest, huh? Look at the glasses.
Yeah, round.
So they're 1964,
80 years.
80 and 73.
Was he actually 7 years older than her?
Yeah, I always thought he was 9.
Yeah. That's a
Hadn't
nice
it?
picture of
Yeah.
them.
Never saw this either. This must be, is that
He's a-
snow?
No.
He's older. He looks older,
Yeah, well,
heavier.
yeah.
It does look like snow.
Summer, she's got short sleeve.
Gee, where would they be? They might have been visiting someplace and took this picture because it's nowhere I can recognize.
How thin she is. Look at her arms.
But he's not 64 there.
Yeah.
Oh, this must have been taken while I was gone.
How old do you think he was there?
Well, he was younger, but 60
Younger?
probably.
60? You
I would
think so?
say,
He looks
yeah.
older.
That's
Huh?
how they looked back then.
I thought he looked younger than the other picture. I don't know.
Okay.
Same person, second verse. Now she's shaping her hair different, but that's my mother. And this picture I've seen somewhere before, and more or less how I remember her. But that still was way before my time.
Dad, her name was Nellie. They called her Nellie, but what was her real name? Helen? Was it Madeline?
Moving into and now it's still there, I think. Or
Johnny.
could it been? Yeah, I think it's still in Maine. But does it say around 14 up there? Let's say 12 years old, huh? 13 to 12 years old. Yeah, see, wow. So I'm in I'm in 5th grade.
I can see Joe in here.
And living on Crash Farm.
And I was,
Yeah.
Must have been. I was always
No.
pregnant.
Nobody ever said.
know who that is?
Yeah, it's
Mom.
Joe.
1964, that's when he was born.
Yeah, they came up. This is on our screened-in porch on
Oh, it is.
Rockland Street.
Yeah, it is.
Moving up in the world now.
Little brown eyes.
Mom's sitting there holding a baby. Wow. There's those numbers my mother's calling in. That's my brother Edward. In his good old days. He was another one you had to watch out. I had talked to.
Really?
Yeah. Had a lot in his head. Very, very smart.
Beautiful coordination
Very
of clothing.
handy guy, yeah. Yeah. For a lot of reasons I miss him, but a lot of reasons he's a good thing he's gone. So he made it hard on a lot of people. Somehow or another, hard to get along with. And nobody could figure him out. Even his best friends. I mean, his best friends never knew how to take him when they walk up. So what's the point of being like that in life? But, okay, I'll look at you right in the eyes, Edward. I did it before, but I did like you very much. A
And-
lot of reasons.
His wife's name was
Evelyn,
Evelyn Serval? Or
no, Holt,
Holt. And they had how many kids?
2 boys,
And their names were
Eddie and Dennis. This is at that Spring Street apartment. See, they were down for might have been that Woodrow wedding or whatever. Thing is, Kathy's down front with her head turned all the way back, and then Susan, and then towards my father is Joan, and the amazing Rosemary.
In between Kathy and your mother.
Yeah.
There's a story about
he-
those curtains.
He even got my father, those curtains. He even got my father.
That's a good picture.
He even got my father mesmerized.
Well, what's so funny about it?
Now they,
Tell me what's so funny about that.
What's so funny about the
Yeah.
picture?
oh, you did that all erased before?
New track.
Yeah? Wow.
What's
Well,
Joan
Rosemary
doing?
with her overbite
Yeah.
attracted the rest, even my father. Everybody wants to do it, and my poor mother had her teeth out.
Wait,
Look
I
at
have to tell you
Joan.
a story about the curtains. My mother made those, I'm almost sure, to fit the windows. So we lived there, how many years, George? Did we live there in that house?
7.
7 years. And so when we moved out, the couple, the guy, they were married, he worked at the dump. And his wife was not a nurse, but what do you call that before you're a nurse?
Candy striper, or what? An
No.
aide? An aide?
No, what do you call it before you're
LPN.
LPN,
Oh,
yeah.
an LPN.
So, anyway, they moved in, and they lived there a few years, and then when they were moving out, the woman says to my next door neighbor, Daphne Balboni, I don't know what it is, she said, but all those curtains fell apart when I washed them. And she said, well, when was the last time you washed them? And she said, oh, I've never washed them. And she was wondering why they fell apart. So they were probably 14 years hanging up there. I couldn't believe it.
Well, that guy cleaned up, put his collar down. And now he's looking for a movie job.
How'd you get your hair to do that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
You do it. Just hold it like this here and put it around like that. If you got some. That hair used to go all the way back there sometime. See?
Did you use some kind of gel or something?
Well, no, just held long enough until you.
Picture
I don't remember using anything at
No
all. I
products.
don't remember using
No pomade.
anything. No.
I put the rouge to you.
Yeah, and Bruce.
It's a
My brother
good,
Bill
good
used to use
picture.
Good
pomade.
picture.
It's a
Yeah,
great
Mom.
picture.
Mouth full of cavities.
My brother Bill used to call what they called pomade. It was, like a
Pompadour.
gel that you put in your hair.
Pearl
Yeah.
cream.
Shit. His little house in the prairie. This I think was Rita and my mother. That's a beautiful picture of my mother. I don't know what.
Think it's Rita?
Come on, they're sitting on a rock or something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rita.
I thought it was Christine. I really
Rita.
had no
That's
idea.
Rita.
Now you won't see. I'm telling you.
Your mother looks young.
Yeah. See, and being her first, I think yeah, that's Rita for sure.
Yeah.
Is the
Okay.
dog there?
Yeah, Christine had already moved to Waltham
They,
at this time.
yeah, but the oldest daughter,
Mhm.
they fight with the mother a lot, and the oldest son too. So, as a little kid, that's what you'd see a lot. There was a lot of Christine and her accusing each other of stuff.
Yeah.
Everything she'd say to Christine, or Christine would come back and say, "Well, what about you?" That kind of stuff. And so, therefore, glad to see her come, but glad to see her leave. Because
Yeah.
It was always a
Yeah.
it was always,
Turmoil.
it was always an argument.
Did Irene leave around the same time as Christine?
No,
Irene?
no. Someone had to go first, and say, "Come, the water's good,"
I thought it was Irene that went first.
Irene
Check on this.
went. Well, they might have left together for good, you know, but, you know, they used to go to
Dances.
where you go over there to the beaches there, where Joe worked.
Oh, York Beach, I mean,
Revere.
Saco?
No, the
Revere.
Revere.
big beaches in Maine.
Yeah, Saco.
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 Maine.
Old Orchard Beach.
Yeah, Old
Old
Orchard. They used to go there and they go
The
work.
Canadians.
They worked in as a chambermaid, you know, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Christine and her.
Oh.
So that's what they did, and then they worked for some rich people. And
And Irene used to go to, she used to sing in the bar,
well,
didn't
when she got to Waltham, yeah, she
Yeah.
disappeared. Then she got married, but the guy she married, he lived there almost. So just imagine she raised 9 kids with the barroom across the street.
Oh,
So that's where I babysat a lot.
oh, that's where you
But they-
babysat
but
a
they-
lot.
They worked. They both worked all the time, and oh gee,
Would you say this is the Kraft farm again?
this had to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is how I.
yeah. This is a little while ago we mentioned Stevie Withrow. Well, there he is.
No kidding.
He was left for them to raise almost. I shouldn't say that, but Rita had to have a job, I guess. So they left him with them most every day. That happens in a lot of households. And old Dad's getting paunchy there. So he's pushing 80. But he's about 80.
Would you say the year was around 1950?
I can't do that.
I mean, when was Stevie is Stevie
Yeah.
older than Jimmy?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
So it'd have to be after
yeah,
40.
because Rita was,
No.
Yeah.
He's younger than Jimmy.
yeah.
Good birthday.
So it's after the 40s, so it's got to be in the 50s sometime.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was so cute.
Yeah.
Curly hair. Oh, Devlin.
Bubble gut.
Terry.
And here, my brother Wilfred's wife,
Terry.
Terry. Teresa Cormier right there. She come from an Irish family out of Allston, Massachusetts. And if you want to see something Irish, drinking, and you got to see her father. That doorknob needs fixing back there. My word. But the poor girl had for history's sake, she tried to keep up with too much, and she had 5 children fast, and I think Wilfred told me that trying to keep up with Lillian and Margaret and them, the kids came so fast, and she took a, what do you call a nervous breakdown, and then she got over that little bit, then she'd take another one and another one, and then it finally was the end. He couldn't take any more, and so she ended up in a nursing home, and so really, but we visited the house a lot, their house, and the home had a lot of love, lot of love between the kids. It's just I figure if the Lord lives any place, it lived in that house to keep it together. Believe me, because he had a steady job working. He was hard though, and he did everything. But the guy could break down a big diesel engine and the next minute make you a roast pork or a paint, or he could do anything. So therefore, maybe he wasn't easy to live with too. And so, I'm sure he was part of the cause.
No,
But
honey.
it's just sad to see this person here from being pretty darn happy there.
Well, we played cards with her and Wilfred. She could tell you, put that ace down that you have. She would memorize, no kidding. She would know exactly what each one of us had in our hands. And the sickness that she had,
Yeah, she did.
one day she decided that everything that was black she didn't want in the house. So she took everything that was black and threw it out in the backyard, including the television set.
Oh dear.
Everything.
Anything that
Everything
had
in the
black
house
on
that
it.
was
It had
black.
black anything on it.
Cut off her hair?
Yeah, right out of the house. And then she used to try to call the Pope. She wanted to talk to the Pope. She would go through all kinds of transactions, you know, telling them that she was so and so and she needed to talk to him. And she
But
would
aside
go-
from her condition, inside she was really an intelligent girl. She
She
was
was.
smart, very, very smart.
Yeah.
So maybe she was too smart.
Can happen.
Take a look at
Yeah.
that pencil sharpener.
She was borderline. I think she was borderline, actually.
A Mensa.
How often do you need to sharpen a pencil that's got to be put up on a wall? This ain't a school.
That's how we had ours.
I know it, but imagine,
too, Dad.
think about it.
We had it in our
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Have at it.
Yeah, what do we do with it? That is, huh? Oh, this is the school I did 3 years there. I think my first 3 years of school were there, and then almost the whole family started there. But they ended up in public school, some earlier than others.
So this is a parochial school?
Nobody graduated nowhere.
Well, George,
Yeah.
I thought you were in a one-room schoolhouse one time.
No, this is when we lived right in town, right in the town.
Of
No,
Waltham?
yeah, in Livermore Falls.
Oh.
Then when we moved to the farm, then we went in that school. But I only did two and a half or 3 years here, see? Me, and Rita and Eleanor and all them. And then when we moved there, they had to leave too. There's just no way you're gonna bring anybody all the way here to school.
No. That's,
Yeah, there's Tim.
no. Oh, Dee Dee.
Tim's on the
No.
left. Some kid named Dee Dee probably, next door.
Be Dee Dee Menchie?
Hey, Nancy. And Kathy with an arrow through her mouth.
And Tim.
Yeah, and Tim in the red shirt.
My father says, I've had it.
And this is the classic
Oh,
screen
man.
porch right here in
Yeah.
Rock on the street. On.
There it is. Boy, I built a beautiful porch and he's gonna sit there.
Probably wasn't in any room.
I like it better where the flies are. I'm still wearing a watch.
What is that around Kathy?
I think she's got a lollipop in her mouth,
Yeah.
and you're seeing the chair behind her, like a lounge chair or something.
Yeah, it goes right in line.
Yeah.
Great.
Dee Dee Menchie.
Told him to shut up. Again.
You told your father.
I got the same thing then.
Miss Papa,
Oh
your
my
father.
gosh.
Yeah. Well, it's just I was a little watching Raven there. See, that's what I'm saying. You're starting to get your hopes in on when I told him that. So you, I never saw my father lay a hand on anybody if I saw that one. He put me right off my chair. I went right on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
He says, you won't tell me to shut up again. Wow, this moved way up because I think this was taken in Waltham.
Elvis hairdo.
Yeah, this had to be, yeah. Now we moved down 1942, we moved to Waltham, so.
Yeah.
And now you go down to Woolworths and you have your picture taken. Come on, you put that little bow on your tie and you try to act like a grown up and cool dude.
West Side Story.
Yeah. Look at that. See, just an odd picture though. See that?
What's going on?
Okay, that's Wilfred on the left, me on the right, and we just wanted to take a pose. Lillian must have taken the picture, because this is up at where we used to go to shower a little, up in Maynard, that pond there.
Oh,
Remember that pond?
yeah.
Well, that's where we were. We had been in the water because I weighed.
It's on a lake.
And that's a car that I bought off of Frank Champagne. That
Hey.
one I'm standing right behind. Remember that Dodge?
Well, we were married a while because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you didn't. We didn't have a car. Let's see. Till we were married about 5
Car,
years.
not can.
Well, I might have not had it when I went with Wilford, and remember he bought it first, and I got it from him.
Oh,
How old are you?
There.
Are you 18?
Oh yeah. Now we're married. I'm probably 22 or so.
22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. We had what, 3 kids or something by that time? 4 kids, 5 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. My name is George Cormier. The date today is February 26, 2009. I just turned 80 years old on the 22nd of this month. 1944, I had just turned 15. My intentions are to recall a short novel of a farm boy that relocated to the city, and in no time, took a year and a half or so, get caught up in situations that he probably would have never occurred, and stayed on the farmland in Maine, state of Maine, moved to Massachusetts, and because of a truancy law, the story I'm about to tell, best to my recollection, at the age of 80, my being caught up in that truancy and sentenced to 6 months in the training school. My story starts back in Maine. I had just turned 14, and my brothers had been called out in the service, so I'd left no help around on the farm. So with my parents, we moved to the state of Massachusetts, the city of Waltham. I was always a morally good boy, and we grew up poor and guided by, as far as religious training would be through my mother, who feared very much of sin and so forth. When we got to Waltham, coming from a one-room schoolhouse in Maine where there were 4 classes in the same room, the first up to 4 and 5 up to so forth, 10th grade. So each aisle of seats was a class. Very unusual to me now, but it was common. All my family went to the same school, so sometimes we sat in the same room with our brothers and sisters, only in different class. When I got to Waltham, I was 14, and I made friends, and I learned to get a spare time job, very, very cheap. I worked in a drugstore. I'd worked there school nights and weekends, and I probably shouldn't have been working so late, but the pharmacy closed around 10. So, and my parents went to work in a wall plant. My sisters did whatever they did, and my last brother, Wilford, went off into the service. Well, my mother was what I might call a hypochondriac. It seemed like there was always something ailing her, and so every time she felt very moody or something, she would write out a note excusing me for not going to school, and she would just say I had a headache or something. She'd write something on there to excuse me. And I didn't mind, because more than likely, after working at night, I didn't mind missing a lot of days. But I didn't know, and none of us knew the seriousness of it. I liked school, and I really was in the wrong place for some things, but in the right place for others. One morning, while I was home with my mother, the front door
went to answer the door, and lo and behold, here was this gentleman with a badge, and it was the truant officer. Asked me if I was, are you George Cormier? And I said yes. Told me who he was, and he said, you're in trouble. And I says, I am? He says, yes, and then he says, parents home or everybody? I said, well, my mother's in, but she doesn't feel good, and so I'm home looking after her. So he handed me a piece of paper, and he says, well, make sure your parents get this, and he left. And after he left, reading the piece of paper there was summons for a court date. It was very strange to us, and this word truancy was very strange. So anyway, come court date day, I have no idea how we got there, but we must have got a bus or something. But anyway, my father and I were the only ones that went. My mother made another excuse not to go to whatever demanded her to be there. She didn't. Well, anyway, my father and I went, and we waited our turn, and we went. They told us where to go, what room to go, and before you knew it, we're sitting in a room. There were some other people there, but nothing really meant much to me. Just like any 15-year-old kid, you don't know where you are from day to day, really. It's not your world at that time. But anyway, your name was called, and we went up front and sat down, and so we'd be in the front row, my father and I, and Judge read off something saying how I had missed so much school, and words I can't recall, but, the court words like. And then he said to me, George, you have anything to say for yourself? What could I say? I'd just tell them what I did, and they already knew. So I said no. So he turned to my father, and he says, do you have anything to say? And my father, being illiterate, he didn't even know why he was there. So he just said no. And he no sooner said no, and the hammer went down. The mallet there they use. And he says, okay, you're now sentenced to the Massachusetts, called the training school up in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, and you had to stay there until either the age of 16 or 6 months. That's how much the sentence was. Before you know it, we just went to court. So we didn't even say, we'll go to your house. I don't remember anything else other than get in his car. And my father went one way, and I went the other. I went in the it wasn't a cruiser, but it was an official car, and took off to Chelmsford. Now, without any belongings at all now, and now that I think of it, but it didn't matter now that time has passed. But this is not a criminal case or whatever, so it's just so misdemeanor that it doesn't hold on your records. So if your records come up, they said that too at the time, that this would not be any kind of record to follow you. These records are closed. So we went in the car that this officer had, and we walked, and we rode, and we drove all the way to Chelmsford. It was about 50, it had to be at least 50 miles. You didn't have the highways that you had now, but it hadn't seemed like, but like I said, as a boy, 16 years old, you don't pay attention to those things. I was kind of a kid that kept my head down anyway and never said much, so I just went along with things. And they took that ride up there for an hour and a half or so, and he asked me a few questions about what the family and your father or whatever, where you come from and stuff. And I can just see myself there, not volunteering anything, not for any special reason. I just wasn't very talkative, and I was kind of blue, never even thinking that I left the job with no notice, left my mother without saying goodbye. It's just a very weird situation that I think about it now. But that's what you get for being a dumbo like I was. If you're street smart and your eyes are pierced on everything and you're always on the lookout, you kind of know what's going around you. But I had no reason to do that ever. That's the way actually a person on the farm lives. It just goes along with next chore, next chore.